We're back. So we have come across the highway to an interesting spot over here that we actually saw a little while ago, but it's the Colquitt Cemetery.
It's a mixture of old and new. So we're in the historic part, and it's got a lot of really killer trees like Spanish moss.
It's really neat, actually. But unfortunately, it also has some damage that seems to be, some of it maybe even from the trees.
Yeah, we think they're actually like tombstone crushing trees. Because the new part of the cemetery, you'll notice, like we were noticing, like didn't have any trees.
Yeah, out there and way over there.
The new part.
Yeah, if you see buildings over there, it's between those buildings and us. It's a new part, like Stacy said, no trees. We have like this toppled cemetery tombstone. Uh, KDL Dow of
No,
Ellen.
Katie L., daughter of
Oh,
L.G. Payne
right.
Yarborough, August 20th, 1894, September 15th, 1906.
It's really sad because, it'd be nice if they would fix that. We have Spanish moss. And this old grave over here. This bricks covered with concrete. It doesn't seem to have writing on it. If it does, I can't read it. But we're gonna go over this way toward this large tree that looks dead. Is Oh yeah, and they have interesting stones.
Yeah, we're not sure what this is. Like, do they
Hi,
dig?
Linda.
Do they dig graves and then find rocks and just pile them up in little sections,
I think they do.
and then they just become part of the landscape? That seems to be, I think, is happening. Keep in mind, we never know what we're talking about.
Right. we're, we're not as educated as that crowd on Sidestep Adventures.
We just say so.
Somebody go find Robert. Okay, so look at this tombstone. It's pretty
And
neat.
this, and I hope this isn't poison ivy because I'm gonna touch it. But like, look at the writing. That pretty.
Wow. Call not back the dear departed. And
And anchored, safe where storms are over, on the borderland we left him, soon to meet and part no more. When we leave this world of
changes.
changes, when we leave this world of care, we shall find our missing loved ones in our Father's mansion fair.
Wow. It's a beautiful tombstone monument. Now look at this tree. Spanish moss for days. And you can see where bits of this oak tree have fallen. And there's damage, like you see some damage over there. We'll look at those in a second, but we're gonna look at this over here. And this center part seems to be the old part. Like all around the periphery is the new.
New manicured.
Karen, we are in Colquitt, Georgia. Um, the previous video was in the city square, and
This
this
is
is in the
part
cemetery.
2, yeah.
So this is a grave of a child.
You can always tell because it's got a lamb on it.
Yeah.
That was popular back in the day.
And it's Maddie Lou. Um, Can't.
1905 to 1906.
1905 to 1906. Yeah, February 1st, 1905 to August the 4th, 1906. Um,
This is that really soft limestone. It's
yeah,
hard to read.
very sad. A 1-year-old girl, Maddie. Rest in peace, Maddie. And here we have
The Confederate soldier. You
and
can
it,
always tell, I'm sure we've talked about this, how the stones go up to a point for Confederate soldiers.
right. And how are they for Union soldiers?
They're straight across.
Okay. So it's Thomas W. Robertson, Company C, Finney's Georgia Militia, CSA. We'll step over. And this appears to be missing something.
Oh, a top.
Armstrong, yeah, completely gone. So we'll walk around here. We're not going to film everything because A, it's 1,000 degrees out here, and it's just a really large cemetery. There's a lot of history here.
They always tell Brian that cemeteries are a winter activity.
She's not wrong.
Like our big, we've had arguments before where we've been in cemeteries. I was getting bit by bugs. You know, like in Gatlinburg that time. We were just there a little too long in the dead of summer, and I went and got in the car.
Confederate veterans at rest, unmarked, unhonored, and unknown.
That is so true. That is true across battlefields across America, which is something we've talked about before. How a Confederate monument is not necessarily a monument to a way of life. It's people who were grieving loved ones that were missing and never seen again, you know, buried somewhere in a pile.
Mm-hmm. Like here. This appears to be a mass grave. And it's got the same volcanic looking rock, or like the, what's the word, coastal plain
Well, right here
rock.
it's still sunken.
Oh yeah.
So it could be here.
I'm sure that there are graves all over the place out here that probably are not known. But this looks like at Shiloh, it's just stones instead of, you know, the concrete. But this is the same kind of formation of the mass graves at Shiloh. And
I don't know if you throw people in a pit in a...
you wouldn't think, but
So we don't know that part, but
we
we know
don't
that
know.
there's a memorial to unknown. There's possibly unknowns buried here. I would think they would be here in this smooth, indented area, and the rocks were in the ground, dug up.
Tell us what you think in the comments. Karen, you're right, that is plain sad. Hat is in the car, which my ultra sharpness of mind forgot to get it. And look at that, it's so pretty.
But thanks for asking, because it's fully possible that he's left it in a gas station bathroom or something.
That's never far from possible. All right, so look, this goes on over here. So well past this tree. So that's a long.
Yeah, and this looks intentional here. Like,
Yeah, this and that's it right there.
are those
I'm pretty
Blackback
sure.
Susans? Very pretty.
So let me step over here without stepping on a Joe No Shoulders. Yeah, these are pretty. Johnny. And this one is broken and it has iron braces over it. Okay, so Amelia B. Platt, February 14th, 1843 to September 30th, 1874. A boy's best friend, his mother. And this is the same thing. So that's new, but it's also sad because it has this obelisk that's supposed to sit on top of it, and it has fallen off. And earlier I tried picking it up, but your boy just ain't that strong. So Stacy's over here. Another Civil War grave.
Yeah, this is William R. Danger, which is like such a cool name. I bet they called him Bill Danger.
Ooh.
He probably pronounced it Danger or something, but we're gonna go with Danger. He lived in 1901, so he was a veteran. There's a Southern Cross there, but he survived the war. And the tombstone's pretty. It's got that little loopy thing you see in Victorian graves.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was kind of a little flourish on the top.
All right, so I think that says dancer and not danger.
No, it's Danger.
Is it?
No, it's Dancer.
But I was gonna say that either way, we'll go with danger, because
Yeah, you can see his wife's grave. It's spelled better.
Okay, Mary Jane.
So I definitely don't want to misname Mr. Dancer, but I was so excited his name was Danger. I had a whole like fantasy life for him with that cool name.
In my fantasy life, my last name is in fact Danger. Man, look at these great southern oaks full of their gnats and Spanish moss. And here, this is a grave.
Got a fence on it, but I didn't see a marker.
There is no marker. It's either been stolen or never had one. It's got bricks around the bottom. There's no gate that I can see, which I guess there wouldn't need to be one because it's such a small enclosure. But
tombstones, like today, were expensive, and especially like after the war, people didn't have a lot of money.
yeah, after the war, people were pretty well dead broke. Facts. Whatever side of that subject you happen to be on, people were broke after the war.
That's a fact, yeah. There's another baby grave. You can see the lamb.
Oh yeah. Let's look at this child's grave and see if we can work out who it is. Put a name to this. Marvin Winburn, son of Dr. and Mrs. P.E. Wilkin, October 28th, 1913 to September 24th, 1915. And here you can see the dates are slightly more recent than over there. So we're starting to get out from
I
the...
hope he didn't have that blue.
Like Dr. Peter Eager Wilkin. Okay, so this is their son. 1867 and 1934. And Kate Bond Wilkin, August of 1886 to August of 1973. Wow. So yeah, so right over there is the nucleus of the cemetery, and everything, the dates kind of start to come out and get into more modern eras.
I don't know if this is interesting to you, but this is like some kind of bush, but there it
Oh,
looks like there's rocks or possibly grapes in there. Like,
there's a wall there, which is the backside of that wall over there. But yeah,
is that just a rock?
that's a tomb. That's a...
Here's a tombstone.
Yeah.
For real, it's because it's square. It's just so grown over. With
Yeah.
bushes.
And what's this?
It's like lavender.
Okay, so these are taken care of, and here's yet another Civil War grave. Bush.
1927. So it's nice that he survived the war as well. I don't want to say just a veteran, but a veteran with a flag.
So Father J.S. Bush, June 14th, 1844 to June 10th, 1927.
And I don't know if you can tell, but that tombstone is huge.
Yeah. Mother E.S. Bush, February 11th, 1848, July 11th, 1932. This is interesting. Look at this one. This is the thing about cemeteries. There's as much art as there is anything else in a cemetery. Craftsmanship is amazing. Chloe Elizabeth Miller. Chloe Elizabeth Miller. January 24th, 1914 to August 13th, 1921. Poor thing.
Yeah, like 7.
Wilkin. Interesting. Is that person still alive, or they just never got a tombstone?
Well, this, I don't know.
So I see comments pop up every now and then, but they're not like staying. So if I'm not answering you, that's why I'm not seeing them. But I did see a couple of people ask where my hat is. It's in the car. I forgot to get it when I got out.
Do you recognize him without his hat? It's like funny.
My hat's an extension of my head. Bird. Sorry, Robert, this one's spelled wrong. So let's look at this, since we stumbled across it. This is Buford Cordell Bird, October 22nd, 1858 to June 13th, 1942.
That's a long life there.
A devoted husband and loving father and a friend to all. And his wife, Nellie Lou Wilkin. Okay, so she's related to them over there. Daughter of Dr. P. C. and Sarah A. Wilkin, wife of Buford C. Bird. November 4th, 1864 to September 17th, 1935. None knew thee but to love thee. None named thee but to praise thee. And this one because his name is Felix.
He looks like he died in his 20s.
Wow. Felix Edwin Bird, November 30th, 1906, September 9th, 1931. Just in the morning of his day, in youth and love he died. So there's, you want to go look at some of these over here that are like really old? Or is there anything else in here you want to see?
No, I think we're good. We can.
There's one right here.
Yeah.
John C. Bird, November 16th, 1891, October 24th, 1937. After 20 years of suffering, he has gone to his reward, sacrificed in his youth on the battlefields of France.
Oh, so he must have wounds?
Yeah, come look at this.
This ground is really squishy.
We did, Karen. We had lots of rain yesterday. It was like crazy rain.
Oh, the battlefields of France.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, 1917, he's probably wounded. He suffered for 20 years and then passed away.
Wow.
Wonder if he had mustard gas poisoning.
Could be. There's no telling. All right, so we're going to make our way this way. You lead the way.
Thank you so much. Are we doing more, or are we done?
I think we can just amble back toward the car. There is a section over there with some broken stuff, some
Okay,
old
we'll
stuff.
look at that. It is a beautiful day. This is a beautiful cemetery.
It is. Some of these cemeteries are extremely fascinating, like how this one goes from such an, such dated graves to such
over
modern. Yes. I would like to see this bench over here.
Oh, okay.
And y'all, the gnats are kicking. The gnats are kicking. So this is Bush. Just wanted to. These are much more recent graves, but just look at this monument here. There's nothing to climb on. There is not this time. But look at this monument. It's amazing. Probably chiseled by hand. It's just.
So it's a grave that's a bench?
I think it's just a monument. I think it's actually meant to be a bench. for people visiting the graves.
Yeah, but sometimes the grave itself is the bench.
That is true. That is true.
Like in what's that one cemetery? Bonaventure. There's one.
Oh,
Conrad Aiken has a bench for a grave.
Bonaventure's an amazing cemetery. We covered it, barely covered that one, but it's enormous. This old ironwork. That's the hinge for the gate. Felix Edwin Fudge Sr. So that's another Felix.
Yeah, there's another Fudge too, because there's another big Fudge grave section down there.
Wow.
So I'm sure they're kin.
And some of these graves,
So there's a
some of these
photo.
graves have photos on them. Peter Zach Geer Jr., August 24th, 1928 to January 5th, 1997. He gave his honors to the world again, his blessed part to heaven, and slept in peace. So may he rest. His faults lie gently on him. Shakespeare. And
This must be the parents.
Juanita Rawlings Gear, September 30th, 1906, November 22nd, 2002. Look at this. They goofed up when doing the date, and they had to redo it.
I hope they got a discount, because you can totally.
Alright, oh man. The ones with the pictures are like Peter Zach Gear. Look at this. August 31st, 1900 to February 13th, 1951. Whose life is a memory, whose death is a benediction.
Oh wow, here's some more gears.
Oh, Gears and Beeman.
So this is a newer grave, but I guess they want to be with the other gears.
Yeah. Gear, Beeman. Went to school with a Beeman.
Oh, a fortunate union made late in life like you and me.
Oh, they looked very happy together. Look at that. They did look very happy. Ada A. Gear, December 29th, 1938 to April 15th, 2021. William S. Beeman III, May 20th, 1941 to November 7th, 2016.
I love that.
Alright, so back this way, and we'll close this out. 10,000 degrees. I'm baking like bacon. Bacon. Alright, so a lot of very, like, well, kind of modern. Alright, so we'll cut up through, where do you think? There's a couple over here I want to see. Oh, this looks nicely mown. Let's cut up through here.
You want to cut through here?
Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot. Like, Colquitt's a nice little town, but there wasn't like a lot of deeply historically interesting things that you could really investigate there, so I decided to do a live instead. And it's kind of fun to do a live because you can interact with people while you're shooting. And anyway, Colquitt's a nice little town. It's an old town. And like here, I think there are graves in
Yeah,
this.
you can see like sunken
Yeah,
spots, but like no.
no indication beyond that.
Yeah.
And like this, it's amazing. I think this is one of the things we were looking at. Like, there's a dove on that one, but you can see that this grave has been repaired. Waver
Well, that looks like a dancer too.
dancer, yeah. And you can see it's been broken and repaired. And I'm going to lay this up here very, 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 very gently.
It's a beautiful gate. It's so funny. Brian and I always talk about how, you know, when people were buried here, it was probably very peaceful on a hill, and now it's across the street from the Ford dealership in the shadow of the Burger King.
Yes. It's like progress is really, we were talking about across the street over there, that the heavy hand of progress has not been kind to some things, and it's not overrun some things either. But it's never far off. But I thought there was something else. I guess we've covered, and we've seen that. I think we saw that. So yeah. Oh yeah. I just wanted to look at this. We'll close with this. These two things. Like that appears to be a grave. I don't know if you can tell. But this grave here is very sad because it's been broken and it's been repaired and it's been put in there, but you can see where it's been repaired and everything. It's still cracked and it has fallen out, and can't really tell anything about who's buried here. But I'm sure it's on record. I mean, if you were to look in the Colquitt, here's another one. Charity, wife of William Dunn. And this one over here, which has the cradle for the headstone, but the headstone's gone. Donna, you're absolutely right. The families of those people who are in those mass graves never saw what happened to them, never knew, never had closure. It's extremely tragic. It's extremely sad. It should not be. And Stacy is calling me over to something over here.
Yeah, there's some things that I would like to do, but I don't have a long skinny arm like Brian does. Can
Okay.
you fix that bug?
Maybe. I'll bring it up.
All you have to do is bring it up and bring that top part kind of over the ball. See the ball on the arrow?
Yeah.
So that the top part of the flag should be over that.
It'll come up.
Yeah, you scooch it up and then just sort of pull that fabric over the ball.
Doesn't seem to want to come up over.
Yeah, you gotta scooch it. It's gonna be snug because that's what keeps it up. There you go. There you go.
Getting there.
Yeah, just do the best you can.
Yeah, I can't get it any farther.
All right, then stick it back in there. See, much better.
Sorry about the hand, folks.
And then here's one more. I don't know if we should this one. It's got the shape of a veteran. It looks like they've painted in the names.
D.A. Worrell, born September 17th, 1827, died August 25th.
1900 something.
Oops, 1902 it looks like, honey. If you would hold this up, I'm going to put this right back in here again.
So it looks like a piece broke off and they just stuck it in there so we can't see the date.
Yeah, that's all that's left of it. So, as you can see, it's back where it was, and there's another grave over there. But we could literally be out here all day and then some. So, we're gonna go ahead and close out this video.
Both videos kind of went longer than we expected, so thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for watching our lives.
With my shaky cam and everything.
4th of July 2022.
And wishing you all a happy 4th of July Independence Day.
Be
or
safe.
whatever this day means to you, because we realize we have people who watch this in other countries who
But
may
you
not.
should still love America.
Yeah, right. But anyway, we love you all.
We love Australia. We love you guys too.
Yeah, we love you guys. And
England. We get some people from England. We love England. My mom is from England.
her mom is from England, yeah. And so yeah, we hope you all have a great day, and we will see you down the road.
Bye guys.
Gotta figure out the